Hi gang, today we're going to be looking at adding whole numbers and decimals. So when we're adding whole numbers and decimals, decimals include money. So anytime that we're doing a story problem that has to do with money, this will definitely come in use. So um, some key points that we need to point out here. How we're going to add. Be sure, a lot of times we might see a problem written horizontally going across. So we're always going to have to write our problem vertical. Then we need to line up our place values, line up our decimal point, and don't forget to carry. Okay, so some vocabulary that we need to know. When we have an addend plus an addend, that equals a sum. So both of these numbers are addends. Addend plus addend. And that again equals a sum. So if you're asked to find the sum, you know you should be adding. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our decimal points line up. So if I have this empty gap right here, and that's confusing, just add a 0 in, and that helps keep our numbers lined up, okay? So all my place values are lined up correctly. Now I'm just going to add. I need to carry. 5 plus 5 is 10, so I put my 0 here, carry my 1. And I can't forget to add this in, so I really have 7 plus 1 is 8. Put my decimal point in there. 0 plus 3 is 3. So I should have 13 and 809 thousandths. All right, so that was adding decimals. Now we're going to add some bigger whole numbers. So again, we're going to write this vertically, and when I see my big number, I always like to put my big numbers up top. So I'm going to start with 1,767, and then I'm going to do 259. And again, this helps me stay organized. And then 23. So this is just how I prefer to do it. Again, if you need to put in zeros here to help you stay organized, and that's fantastic. So now I've got three numbers I have to add up here. So I've got 7 plus 3 is 10, plus 9 should be 19. Need to carry my 1. So now I have 7 plus 7 plus 2 is 9, plus 5 should be 14. Let's put my 4 here, carry my 1. Now I'm going to have 3 plus 7 is 10. Put my 0 down here, carry my 1. So my final answer should be 2,049. And again, I can use estimating skills to be sure that that's going to be a reasonable answer. So if I estimate this to be 300 plus 20 plus 1,800, I'm going to end up with 500 plus 1,800 would be, I'm sorry, not 500, 320 plus 1,800 would be 2,020. So I'm going to say that's a really close estimate, and we'll call that good. So that is, again, how our estimating skills can come in handy with our actual adding. All right, let's do a story. We're going to do this problem together. So let's do a story problem together. Ivan gave $9.20 to one of his friends, $2.17 to another friend. Find the total amount Ivan gave to the two friends. So total amount tells me I'm going to be adding. So I'm going to add $9.20 and $2.17. Place values are nice and lined up. I've written it vertical. Now I can see that Ivan gave his two friends $11.37. Now I've got one with bigger numbers, and it's already, my place values are already lined up for me, so I just have to remember to carry. 9 plus 1 is 10, so I have to carry my 1. Then I've got 7 plus 2 is 9. Don't have to carry anything. 7 plus 4 is 11. Carry my 1. So now I've got 9 plus 5 should be 14. So my final answer should be 14,190. And again, if I estimate to check, I'd have 9,000 and 5,000, which equals 14,000. So that's pretty close. I'm going to say that's a reasonable. I'm probably right. Okay, now you're going to do 2 problems on your own. Actually, these are 3 problems on your own, and then we will check our answers. So go ahead and hit pause, and I'll be back with you to check. All right. So here is, I'm sorry, Mrs. Hook messed up on this. We've only got 1 problem to do here. So here's our problem that we're going to do. If you notice, these are the same problem. They're just flipped upside down. So I've got 5 plus 9. I'm sorry. I have 3 plus 2 is 5. 8 plus 1 is 9. 7 plus 2 is 9. Put in a 0, and I've got 3. So my final answer would be 3,995. Right, now this one's going to be a little bit more complicated because we're going to have to line up our decimal points. So we've got 747. And I'm going to go ahead and add a 0 in there. And then $8.48. And again, when I'm dealing with decimals, if I can, I always like to make it sound like money because that makes sense to me. So now I've got 3 numbers that I've lined up. So I've got 15 is going to be here, carry my 1. It looks like I'm going to have 8 plus 8 is 16, plus 1 more is 17. Got to carry my 1 again. And now I've got 8 plus 8 is 16, plus another 6 should be 22. So we have 22 and 75 hundredths. So hopefully you got the same answers that I did. We will do some bell work on this tomorrow, and I hope you have a good evening. See you tomorrow.